for an interview. I did not know what it was about. When I showed up, I went to the Hart Senate office building, and it was the office of Senator Ken Salazar. And we just had a visit for probably about an hour, and I got peppered with questions, and after I left the office, I had no idea what was going to occur, but very shortly afterward, I received a call from Senator Salazar, and he offered the position of Assistant Secretary of Indian Affairs to me. And I guess it's okay, since he said no. You know, I told him, I cannot say yes at this moment. And the reason I could not say yes is because my partner of over 40 years would be a part of the decision. And so I traveled home. And when I got home, I talked to my wife. We met in the 4th grade. We didn't get serious till we were 7th graders. But I want you to know that for me, I was struggling with the decision because I had like a perfect life. Being a law professor is a really nice life. And my wife did not hesitate at all. She just looked me in the eye. Immediately, I knew what she wanted to do. She wanted to serve, to give back something for what we received. It took me a little while longer, but I kept getting calls every day. And finally, I think it was like day 4 when Secretary Salazar called, and he was talking about historic change. I said, count me in. And there are many people, as I look across this room today, that are friends. Some of them I haven't seen for a long time. I can't name names, but I look out and I see like Osley Sanook. I haven't seen him for years. But these are people that I kind of grew up with in the law. They're champions for Indian rights. You know who you are. And it just made me feel good to have you here today. And I'm just so full of Thanksgiving. I saw a young man today. He doesn't look that young now, but Gifford Osborne. Where are you, Gifford? Step out here, please. Gifford's father served on the tribal council at Fort Hall. He was 13 years old when I became tribal lawyer, and his dad used to come down to my office and sit down, and we would have these long discussions. And his father was a spiritual man. I remember those talks so well. And there are many, many other tribal leaders that are here today. You know that I know who you are. And I have a bond with you. And those years were so wonderful. I want to also acknowledge someone that I did not expect to see today. And I'd like him to stand to be recognized. And this is the Dean of the J. Reuben Clark Law School at Brigham Young University, Dean Razvan. Today, perhaps if it weren't for the university and the law school granting me a leave of absence to be able to leave the university and come here and serve. And that's remarkable to me that they would be willing to let one of their law professors go and to give service to the nation, but they did it so willingly and quickly. And I appreciate you being here. And I've got some law students here. I want you to stand up. These are law students that are working in Washington, D.C. right now. And this is starting to sound like one of those long speeches, and I'm going to cut it off. But I want you to know that when I first arrived here to begin my service. The very first day I was summoned to the office of the Secretary of Interior. And I sat down with Secretary Salazar, and all he wanted to talk about was Indian affairs. And I was so impressed that day that he didn't have a sheet of paper before him that had a briefing, talking points written out that he was supposed to cover with me. He knew this material. It was in his mind, in his heart and soul. And I could tell that as he started to give me marching orders about what he wanted to accomplish as the Secretary of Interior, that it reaffirmed to me the reason that I had come. Because I believe in President Obama and Secretary Salazar and the United States Congress, that we are in a historic moment. It may not be here again. I don't know how long it's going to last. But things are lined up just right to do something special, something magical. And I'm grateful to be a part of that. I feel the weight of responsibility upon my shoulders. I toss and turn at night now. Don't sleep that well. Because in the next 42 months, we've got a lot of work ahead of us. And I guess I could just kind of almost drive myself insane thinking about the weight of that work if it were not for the realization that I do not hold that responsibility only upon my own shoulders, but it's upon the shoulders of the staff of the Office of the Assistant Secretary, the Bureau of Indian Affairs, the Bureau of Indian Education. And I have very clearly realized that it is not only Secretary Salazar, but his staff members that care deeply about what our task is. We will make history. Future generations will look back on this time and know that something special happened. I only ask for your prayers. I believe in prayer. Native people, in particular, believe in prayer. This is a day of prayer. And I ask that those prayers continue. Thank you very much.